Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and I'm joined this week by the man who poops and pees. It's Mikey G. Wolfie Threes. Hello, Mikey.
That narrows it down.
Well, I did say your full name. Well, not your full name, but I did say your internet name. And you do, in fact, poop and pee, I hope.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. Like, a large majority of people do.
Yeah, but you could have gone down the route of Nicole, who doesn't.
I like to think Nicole just waits. She just sits and waits.
This will always be how we talk about Nicole. Nicole, she never poops. Never poops.
She does not poop.
What's the first thing about when you think of Nicole? She never poops. Who knew?
And she just won't sell the shit. Sell it.
No, it's true. It's true.
Just sell it. You don't need it.
How you doing, though, Mikey? It's been a week since you've been about because you were busy rescuing seals from the Galapagos Islands, I was told.
Yeah, sadly I got dragged underwater by one of them and had to put him down.
Did you not have to marry it first?
No, I did not become its husband.
I don't believe you.
But like, all I could hear as I went under the waves was, "Conne."
I'm pretty sure I saw an image of you recently and you did look like an angry carrot.
I like to think in some level we're all an angry carrot.
Well, that's why everybody's Nene's husband.
Yeah. Which is a weirdly addictive music video.
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, the person who made those 3D models and put them into that world, and the one I really like the person on Twitter who does the short clips. I don't know whether they've got a YouTube channel where they get those models and they put them into the real world and they mesh them into the real world really well.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I saw one where it was like Miko walking by a bunch of seals and it was Nene in the middle of them just saying "Good morning, motherfuckers."
It's fun. It's fun stuff. I like it anyway. But you're glad to be back, Mikey?
Oh, Andy, could I live without you for long?
Yes, you keep telling me this. You emailed me this specifically to tell me, beg me for it, in fact.
Yeah.
Please, Andy, no more.
Yeah.
Are you ready for Crimbleness? It's coming.
Criminalness?
Yes.
Did you know this is something I just randomly stumbled upon. There was a 1990 ripoff, a Japanese ripoff of RoboCop called literally Lady Battle Cop.
What's it about?
I'm assuming. And oh my god, I thought that was like a weird English name. Do you want to know what the Japanese name is?
Okay.
Ona Batakapu.
Ona, yeah, woman
Battle Cop.
Battle Cop, yeah.
Yep.
Says what it says. It's on the tin, I guess, right?
Fighting the International Criminal Organization cartel.
Do they have a fancy name, or is they just the
that is the fancy name?
Cartel? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well.
You heard of RoboCop, now Battle Cop.
Battle Copperoo.
Battle Cop.
Yeah, but we're here, Mikey. Talk about Transformers this week. We got a few little bits more than we did last week when Mr. Jason came on.
He's gone.
Which was good of him. But we'll kick off, Mikey, with some Upgrade Kitsu. We're going to talk about two of them from two different companies. The Shockwave Labs doing the SL118 upgrade kit, which is for Teltran 1, i.e. mainframe. Nothing desperately fancy here. We have some leg fillers, some arm fillers, and a gun. I don't know if the gun's a reference to anything, is it?
I don't know enough about mainframe, to be honest.
Is it not a More Than Meets the Eye reference or something?
Mainframe's barely in More Than Meets the Eye.
Why would that
barely
stop
in it. Like, I think he's like in some background shots.
Okay.
I'm almost certain Mainframe's like one of the crowd filler characters.
I've seen more obscure items given to more obscure characters.
True, but like I have no idea if it references entering or it's just like, here's just a cool gun.
Maybe. If it does reference something, I don't know. What do you think of this, Mikey? Do you like the upgrade kit? I always think the filler parts make the figure look a little bit better. Not the most important thing, but it adds something.
It's a figure very much designed that you never, ever, ever look at it from behind.
Yes, yeah.
In more ways than just the filler parts, but I think they definitely do help. But like, it's the figure like is a very kibbly add-on fella. So
is it a shame that I'd much rather buy mainframe than I would do the Arc?
Oh, I'd much rather Arc and not have mainframe.
Oh, really? I really don't like the look of the Arc. Like visually, I think it looks pap. and boring. I think Mainframe's cooler. He turns into a good-looking robot.
Apparently, Mainframe in Mord Meets the Eye was killed by Grimlock.
Oh.
Don't remember this, but after being mutated by Getaway, he was murdered unceremoniously by Grimlock.
When was he mutated?
I remember that because like Getaway like poisoned half the crew and turned them into like fuel for whatever it was the guiding hand were up to.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read more. Well, I haven't read more than MECI since we stopped reviewing it,
which was what,
which was whenever it ended.
Yeah, 2018.
Damn, long time.
Yeah. Oh wow. I'm just it's a shot done by EJC of Grimlock just like bisecting Mainframe.
Oh no.
And it's like, oh dear.
Maybe he survived.
Nah.
No.
Nah. It's only Mainframe. No one cares.
Oh.
No one went, oh no, you killed Mainframe. How could you?
That's how I felt when Tailgate died, though, to be fair. But he was a mainstay character, I suppose, but that doesn't matter. There's also a DNA Designs DK30 Gear Master upgrade set for Leader Galvatron from Kingdom. It gives new shoulder pads to, I guess, fix the big old pinholes in the previous one. Leg extenders, new hands for him to touch people. New hand. Oh, sorry, I did say new hands. A matrix holder with a longer chain, so it's not sticking to his throat quite as closely. 3 new faces, which are interchangeable, and a G1 inspired gun, which is probably the least impressive thing of the set. Even though it is a big gun, it's not the thing that I care too much about because he already has a gun. Why give him another one?
Because they went with that toy.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah. I really think the leg extenders are pretty important because it really helps his proportions massively.
I saw people get very mad about this.
Why? Why were they mad? Isn't it good?
I saw I saw 3 or 4 people give very long rants about the fact that Kingdom is very scale oriented, and by adding these, he's like put out of scale with things like Rodimus and whatnot.
But it fucking fixes his horrible proportions.
Yeah, but the people were very bad. They said, like, no, he doesn't look like... The scale is ruined. And I'm just also...
I don't care
about scale.
I also hate to say it, but, you know, no one's putting a gun... Well, as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think people are putting guns to these people's heads to buy this set.
I think, for me, one of the worst things is that the new parts don't have any of the battle damage, which really highlights how bad some of it looks. Like it looks like he now looks like, instead of like he was dragging his shins through mud, it looks like he's just fallen and scuffed his legs.
Or some, maybe the humans ran past him with a paintbrush.
He's just sitting there doing the Peter Griffin.
I mean, I don't think anybody really wanted... I can't think of the people who were crying out for battle damage on Galvatron. Because it's so weird, like the blue bits on him are just odd.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone calling out for it in the first place, but...
No, it's odd. I think the new hands, I think, are a little bit ugly, just because of how they're positioned.
Say again?
Like, the hands, the new exchangeable hands.
Yeah, the weird little... Because he's got, like, partly articulated fingers, but...
Yes.
There's no joints in the first finger by the looks of it, which gives him, like, a permanent, like, Yar IB Captain hook. Yeah,
it's kind of, I would describe it as the OG masterpiece hand. 3 of them would move and 1 trigger finger would maybe move, but it seems like it might not even do that. Like you say, it gives him a bit of the claw hand, which isn't great. I think the extra chain helps because it does, like I say, like I mockingly said before, doesn't ride up, the Matrix doesn't ride up to his face quite as much. And I think the new faces on him aren't too bad. There's a few on. There's Standard, there's Smug, and then there's Bwahaha, and that's all right. They all seem to be quite fun. What do you think of this set, Mikey? I mean, do you love Gun? Do you like the new?
I actually like
old
the gun. I like the gun.
I do fun. Joke about it. It's fine. It's just redundant, I guess.
Yeah, but like, hey, it's a toy referential thing.
Yeah.
I do like this isn't the if I was getting Galvatron, I would get the Selects version. I like the Selects either of the Selects versions.
Oh, the Marvel comic version.
Either the Marvel comic one or the scan one.
Yeah, you were really into that, weren't you?
I really like that. But I think this is a nice set. I think it does, like, he does look better with the extra leg pieces for extra proportion. And the hands are the worst part of it The faces are good, but they're a little, weirdly, I'd say they're a bit more Megatron-y than Galvatron.
What makes you feel that?
Just proportions and general expressions. But they're fun. They're a nice inclusion. I always love anything that adds a few extra add-ons and extra options. So yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, there's a blast effect in there as well. I didn't mention that. It's a red blast effect, yeah. Assuming it's not the kind that Hasbro use, so your toys...
No, that looks like it's made out of actual plastic instead of rubber.
Yeah, not quite sure why they chose red, since Galvatron generally fired purple.
Evil is red, Andy. He's shooting blood. He's not. What he's done, he's jammed people into his ion cannon, and is literally shooting like juiced human beings.
Oh, that's fun.
And remember, it's Galvatron. He would do it.
Yeah, it's not really damaging. It's more like demoralizing more so than anything else. Yeah, I can't
see doing this. I could see IDW Galvatron doing this, like Barber's Galvatron, just like, I'm a barbarian king.
He was never quite as fun as like crazy Galvatron, I felt.
No, but he was. I loved his wonderful old man. I just want to murder people. Why are you all making this more complicated?
There was that. Yeah, there was.
He was just like, I just want people to die. Why are you making this a complicated thing?
Why are you fighting this? Stop it.
Yeah.
Just die. Yeah.
I definitely think I just need you dead.
I definitely think this upgrade kit helps. It doesn't make me more inspired to buy a Galvatron because obviously I need to buy the Galvatron, then I need to buy the upgrade kit. But if I did already have a Galvatron, I would consider this because I like how, like I said before, it really does help the proportions on him. His arms don't look nearly as long as they do on the non-upgraded version. But I already have a Galvatron, the big cannon one, which is good enough for me. And that's basically what this is anyway. Mikey,
yes.
Iron Factory had one thing to show.
Yeah, they revealed color prototypes for their Iron Series Samurai IFEX45K Kage Shishimaru.
The what now?
This is a Kage Shishimaru. I feel like I should be doing the whatchamacallit, the hand thing. There's a word for it. It's a type of play.
Theater.
What's the type of play? Yeah, what's the type of theater in Japan?
Kabuki theater.
Kabuki, thank you.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear it. So yeah, it should be a kabuki movement. Like, it should be throwing his shoulder back and like swinging his head around really, really obnoxiously wide.
And like hopping on one leg.
Yeah. And it was like, none of these are effective combat moves.
Looks cool though.
Yeah. So this is a reprint of Yarrow Shishimaru, who was Samurai Lyo Convoy. This is into Black Lyo Convoy, who did predate the entire Nemesis thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He's been retooled a little bit to add like wings and extra spiky bits to his tail to give him more of a manticore look than a straight lion. It's largely not very noticeable, I'll be honest. Robot mode, he looks exactly like Lyo Convoy, except like he's black with a big black blade. Actually, two big black blades. And no, I think it looks like a good repaint. I mean, it does suffer the problem a lot of the early black repaints had, which was they were just big black repaints.
Yeah, they have tried to break it up with some gunmetal grey in there, but it is very just black.
Times like this, you really do actually appreciate when they started adding the teal. But he looks good. He looks fun. Unfortunately, like I said, I've said this before, like this series, the Samurai series, seems to have some QC issues.
That's a shame.
Which is a shame because I'm really, really into the aesthetic. But he looks really like, let's assume positively, and they've dealt with that in some way, shape, or form. He looks really fun. And I think he's really, really cool. And like I just in general love the aesthetic. So yeah, Andy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, not too bad. It's kind of a shame that this is the first kind of thing we've had from Iron Factory. It seems like for a while, especially since they've shown so much. And it feels like their schedule getting things out to the public is quite slow at the moment. But, I assume that's just due to just general distribution and making stuff issues. I guess the thing we've said before is maybe don't splurge on what they show.
Yeah.
And they have splurged. And we've seen a lot and we have no idea when the other stuff's coming out. So just a repaint of a figure is just kind of okay, fair enough. Doesn't do anything for me personally. I don't think it's bad, but... Like you said, there are better repaints they maybe could have done just to make it a little bit more poppier, I guess.
But yeah, like I think he looks really like fun, and like I said, he's not the one I would rather get Lyo if I'm honest. But I think it's a nice option. Just like be aware that potential QC issues are going to arise. Just we don't know the quality of it yet.
That's true. Yeah.
No. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on him. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's about it.
In that case, take us on to something with the eyes of a madman.
Well, sometimes, depending on the head you choose. Yes, we are talking about the TFCon Toronto 2021 exclusive X-Transbot Master X series Ono. It is a red redo of Hoist. I don't know what their version of Hoist was called, but it's whatever that was called. It's in a red and orange or yellow color scheme. I assume it's based off the Diaclone version. Is that right?
I'll take your word for it.
I'm making guesses here, to be honest. It's Masterpiece scale, because of course it is. It seems to have a new head, or a different head if you want, where he doesn't have a visor and he has a grill mouth instead. If you want to get this figure, it's going to be available of TFCon Toronto from the 10th of this month to the 12th, and it's going to be $175 at the show. So it's not a cheap boy, that's for sure. That seems pretty high, if you ask me.
Yeah, but hey-o.
A little bit on the high side. What do you think, Mikey? Do you like this Ono? I think it's not a bad repaint. It's just.
I don't think it's a bad repaint. I think I don't know much about the toy, so I can't really comment on that. But it's X-Transbots, and they're usually on the better side.
Yeah.
That face that must be a toy thing.
Maybe it's a reference to something at the very least. Surely,
it's the eyes. It's the separate eyes that are getting me.
I like to believe that, like you said, underneath the grill mouth, he is screaming.
Yeah, it's just like, what's going on that his face looks like that?
Perpetual pain's a real killer, Mikey.
True. But yeah, I mean, like, where he suffers for me is that I've never liked this aesthetic of a design. I don't like Hoist in any way. I've just got to say it.
I don't mind Hoist. It's just Hoist doesn't really do anything for me. He doesn't inspire me to go out and be like a big Hoist stan, but I don't dislike him either. He's got a nice silhouette, but not like a crazy inspiring silhouette. Maybe I guess
that's the way to put it. He's a nice silhouette, but then you look at the details.
Yeah.
He's
a good background character,
it's
I think,
it's a toy face. I just checked. It's a toy face.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
It looks less terrifying in the original toy.
Ah, shame.
But yeah, so I think he looks decent. It's just like, hey, if you're you have to be into the Hoist aesthetic.
Yeah, which I'm sure there will be enough of people, because he usually don't do too bad selling convention exclusives for the most part.
TFCon always sells out.
Now, Mikey, you're a big Nendoroid fan, so that's why I gave you this story.
Yeah, Nendoroid.
Do you have a Miko yet, or have you pre-ordered a Miko yet?
I may have.
Oh my god! Are you gonna get any others?
I don't know, but shut up. It was the baby Miko that killed me. It was just like, oh no.
No sniper rifle though, which was a shame. No,
it does come with a lava bucket.
That's true. Yeah, you're gonna have to find a sniper rifle.
The sunglasses, I can get a sniper rifle. Good sunglasses were not always going to be an option.
That's true, yeah, because it's got to be the right size and fit onto the head. So yeah, that's fair.
So Nendoroid have moved into Transformers. They're doing Optimus and Megatron, and yeah, so these look like they're following a more typical SD aesthetic than strictly a Nendoroid aesthetic. The Nendoroid elements seem to come in like the proportions of the limbs. So we've got a shot of both of them, but Optimus is the one who's naturally given more attention. He comes with an axe, a gun, pointing fingers, holding hands, and splayed open hands and the fists. Presumably, Megatron will come with mostly the same, but with some repaints. I don't like saying this. I am not into these.
Why? Why don't you like them?
They don't have the charm of an Nendoroid.
No, to be honest, when I first saw them, I didn't think they were Nendroids. I thought they were like just standard chibi figures, or maybe even like statues. I wasn't sure that they were Nendroid. Like
the fact that with Megatron's face, especially, they basically just like, here's a Megatron head we've put on a tiny body. That's not how you do Nendroid.
No, I was hoping at the very least, like, if you tell me the idea of an Nendroid for Transformers, I would have hoped that I could get the Optimus Prime face and stick it onto any of the random girl bodies or girl heads. So you could have, like, Sakura Miko, the famous VTuber. Oh, sorry, the famous VTuber, and have Optimus Prime's face just slapped on her. Yeah. Or on I'm trying to think of other.
Or put her head on
droids.
Optimus's, which is far more terrifying.
Yeah. Now, granted, of course, you can just pull off the head and swap them around, but I just wanted the face.
I hope so, because the attachment seems different.
Well, no, the faces are different, but I'm sure
he's got a neck.
Head.
He's got a normal neck. I'm hoping that's not got a different jointage.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But like, I would have been more into it if they just said like, we're repainting, like, just for a gag, we're repainting Akane and Rika into G1 Optimus and G1 Megatron. I think that would have been better. This
gave them a few different accessories, maybe as well.
Just because this is something, there's nothing super unique about doing an SD Optimus or an SD Megatron. There is a ton of the feckers out there.
No, but I guess these are
these are going to be high quality. But...
yeah, they're official as well. They're not like third party, so that's something. Right?
Well, there's plenty of official ones too. You can even get official SD model kits.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not like loving this.
No, they're a little bit on the flat dull side. At the moment, we've seen the accessories for Prime, and there's nothing like super special there. At least you could have like given him something dumb like a snowball.
Yeah, like have some fun. You know, Nendroid usually does.
Yeah, you could have given him a basketball set. Like this is the perfect kind of style for figure to give Optimus Prime the basketball, the snowball, and all the other kind of dumb stuff. I guess not. Like with Megatron, why not give Megatron a drunk face?
Yeah, no, that would be fun. Or like just give him a better something that looks less like I've just transplanted G1 on. Make it fit the aesthetic.
Mikey.
Make it fit the aesthetic you're trying to do. Because these are just the same thing we see in every other version of SD.
I already know what they should have done that they haven't done. Tie.
Oh God.
Right.
It's not actually a bad idea, but oh God.
Yeah. Why couldn't they have given him a little... Again, it would have been the perfect thing. It's the Japanese market. They know of the Legends comics, theoretically, or at least it would have been incorporated. You could have tied it into Takara. You could have got Sakamoto to do a tiny comic about it as well, and you could have just made this Mare Megatron, and then also had the option of it being G1 Megatron on top of that.
Yep. And they've done that. They're referencing Legends with the Masterpiece, so it's not like they don't see them.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Come on. Don't make me do all the heavy lifting for you, ideas-wise. Come on.
Yeah.
Shall I move us on, Mikey? Or you got anything else to say?
Feel free.
All right, we got a few new reveals, and by a few, I mean 2. Some things happened during the Transformers Team Studio Series Roundtable recap, because apparently they did a little streaming thing. Kind of went over some of the figures we talked about already. And they showed off some of those ones, and then they also showed off some that were revealed during the week. And I guess I'll just briefly talk about the things they have on this page. So they show Shadow Panther, who we've talked about before from Kingdom. Pipes, again, we've talked about. Slammer, who we've talked about. We did get to see his combination mode of like you pull him apart and he becomes like shoulder missile launchers, which is fine. We saw a Ravage from Bumblebee. The Shockwave from Bumblebee, the small Legends class figures, the Deluxe Ratchet, the Deluxe Wheeljack. Oh, is Wheeljack Deluxe? He is, right?
Yeah,
okay. I was making sure I wasn't doing the wrong. The Brawn, who's a Deluxe, and then the Voyager Soundwave, who still doesn't fucking turn into anything.
But who is very sad about it.
Yeah, well, he should be, because he turns into fuck all.
His face is... Oh my God.
Oh, it is despair, yeah.
His face is just like, oh no!
He's been listening to our podcast and we're like, hey, could we have like a higher quality version of Cyberverse Soundwave instead, please?
Yeah. Do you know what's worse? That is very sad. But in the interview, because this was a Q&A session, which I'm not going to go through the Q&A. I don't have any interest because most of it is ask a question, don't get an answer.
Yeah, pretty much. It's your standard affair when you're asking a company stuff where they're like, oh, we can't answer that. We're not going to answer that. Oh, we can't answer that. Oh, here's a very standard answer, which you already know. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and some of those questions were just not wise.
No.
one in particular, which I'll touch on later on, was just like, don't ask them that.
What are you going to be making next year? We can't tell you that.
So are you basically firing one of your companies?
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that,
Yeah. But it's Soundwave is just hilarious to me. But yeah.
Yeah, one of the new figure reveals was the core class. I think it's core class Hot Rod. I don't know why we're doing a core class hot rod, but we are, and he has a lot of back kibble on his legs specifically.
Technically, we've done him in every class now except Deluxe.
I guess, yeah. I don't think this looks bad though, apart from the back of his legs. The back of his legs are kind of gross, but
he's a bit messed up. And he's got some like jointing issues, like those like big chunky forearms. But overall, he looks fine.
Yeah, he's got some ugly arms, but I think the torso and the head seem to be a pretty decent representation. And maybe the vehicle mode's a bit on the slender side. It doesn't look like a big hefty muscle car. Looks a bit more like a slender kind of race car kind of thing. But I think it's fine for what it is. I'm not inspired to get it. And it's a shame to have yet another Hot Rod when we could have had, I don't know, another Beast Wars character. One of the smaller ones or something.
Or someone new. Do someone completely unexpected.
Yeah. Who would you do new then, Mikey? Throw out an idea. One Beast Wars one and one...
I do a brand new character, but that's me.
Oh, yeah. Hasbro ain't going to do that.
Yeah.
No, especially with this line. No.
Yeah, no.
Like... Okay, one Beast Wars character, Mikey, and one G1E character who maybe hasn't been touched for a while. Oh, that'd be interesting to see. But he's a Transmetal, isn't he?
Transmetal 2.
Transmetal 2. So let's not... Okay, I should have put more of a bolt on this.
How about you can do or an organic Jawbreaker then.
Oh my god.
You don't
want that. You don't want an organic Jawbreaker. You want the Transmetal 2 one.
You asked. That's what you're getting. That's my answer.
Alright. Fine. You know what would be fun? Not Cybershark. Cybershark, the Hammerhead Shark, whatever that one was called.
That was Cybershark.
Was that Cybershark? I thought that was the Transmetal 2 one.
He's both. It's the same guy.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if they changed his name or not. Yeah, Cybershark. That would be fun. Also, you could then redo that figure into Skybite if you wanted to, because sharks. Just change a few parts on him. I'd be all right with that.
And the throttle bars for G1.
Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah, like Chaser, Searchlight, or the dump truck dude. Yeah, that'd be fun. Especially at this scale, that'd be this would be a really good size class for them. Maybe not do all the throttle bots, because that might take a few too many slots up, but you could at least do one or two. Yeah, I'd be down with that. That's not a bad idea, Mr. Mikey. And the only other new figure that was really shown was the Bumblebee RC figure. So we got some concept artwork for her, some CG CAD models of her, and then the dude was holding her up on camera and blatantly fondling a woman's body on camera.
It was slightly... He only gripped in the crotch and ass areas.
Same.
Like, it was just like looking through, just like you could hold her anywhere. Anywhere. Why do you keep holding her groin?
Look, when I take a lady on the day, I'm only going to grip her on the groin and on the butt. That's the only place I'm going to
There was quite a large news incident where the President of America got caught talking like that. It didn't end well for him.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What do you think of the RC figure, Mikey? Because I think she looks okay. Do you think she looks better than the last RC that we got, which was the Kingdom one? No, sorry. I mean the Earthrise one.
Earthrise Kingdom, War for Cybertron, whichever one she's going to be released. But no, she looks a ton better than that. It's hard to look worse, to be completely honest. And I think the actual design looks interesting. Face sculpt has those Windblade jawline things that don't always work.
I think that's the issue with the Bumblebee design, though, isn't it? More so than anything else.
Yeah. I like the alt mode. I think the alt mode looks fun. I'm amused by the fact they came out and said like all these other alt modes are original. ILM didn't design any. Or
I could believe that.
Bumblebee, which to me just makes me go like, so it's literally your fault why Soundwave looks like that.
Oh no, you're right. Oh. Yeah.
Also, I'm looking at the character model for Arcee. She doesn't have those big lines in the character model on the movie. She's got very faint lines, but she doesn't have like really obvious ones.
Do you mean for a face?
Yeah, I'm looking at a screenshot from the movie. But I think Arcee looks fun. I always prefer bike Arcee to car Arcee.
I mean, I think it's easier to get like a more feminine form to make her into a bike than it is to make her into a car. It's a lot harder because there's so many pieces you gotta kind of rearrange to try and get the RC silhouette at that point. And I don't like you. I don't mind the bike version.
No,
I'm okay with it.
RC was a bike.
It's actually a pretty decent Cybertronian bike as well. It doesn't look like just a motorbike. It looks a bit more interesting, and it looks almost a little bit like what they called a light cycle from Tron. Kind of.
I wouldn't be shocked if that was inspiration.
same. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
I mean, I'm just looking at the posing pictures now, and it's like, please stop posing or doing a twerking pose. Why is she twerking? Why is she twerking? Why is there one shot here?
She's got to get those Energon chips on Cybertron.
There's just one shot here where like she's holding Ratchet in vehicle mode, or he's holding Ratchet in vehicle mode behind her, and it just looks like she's sticking her ass out, and like there should be like some weird hip hop music from the 90s, and just like her ass is moving on sheer gravity alone.
I have to believe not all of these shots were chosen by accident, because I can't believe like he made her do the splits this much during the video.
Look how far she can go.
She can go all the way to the ground, boys. lads. She's not. The only issue I don't like about this figure is the face. I think she looks very dehydrated, let's say. You know when you see like a mummy and they've still got the flesh, but it's all sunken in and shriveled. That's what the face reminds me of here. If we could change that face, I'd think, yeah, this is a pretty decent Arcee. Because I don't know what the transformation's like, obviously. Don't know what the QC is with, but visually, apart from that face, it looks like a pretty solid Arcee. And you know what I would redo this figure into, Mikey? Though I don't think it would work 100%.
Flamor.
No. Shadow Striker.
No, that's actually a really good idea. That would work really well. Shadow Striker's awesome.
Doesn't turn into a car, which is a shame, but I think the silhouette looks good enough that it could be Shadow Striker, obviously with a new head. I think it could kind of work. Give her a new gun, so it's like a big old battle rifle, give her a new head, and then obviously color her up to be like the dark blue color. I'd be alright with that.
I'd be good for it.
Yeah. Because hey, Mikey, how's that deluxe Shadow Striker figure?
Go to hell.
Yeah, I know.
Go to hell.
Mikey, I let you have this story because I thought you would be tickled pink by it.
What the fuck is this?
It is, Mikey. It's Super 7.
Yeah, so Super 7 Ultimates. We already had Wave 1 and 2 announced, and they were relatively conservative.
Yeah, we weren't that... Yeah, there was like one figure in there. I think time there was somewhere...
There was like, oh, okay. Action Master, because the first wave was Optimus, Starscream... A Ghost of Starscream, Banzai-Tron, and Action Master Bombshell.
Oh, and that was like, Wave 1, was it?
Yeah, we were Wave 1. Wave 2 is Megatron, Grimlock, and someone else very normal. This wave is not normal.
No, there's only one boring character in it, I'd argue.
Yeah, this wave is like, hi guys.
Granted, there's one boring character, there's one...
What?
This is neat, but
it was Bludgeon.
Why are you making it?
Yeah, it was Trax, Bludgeon, Grimlock, and Megatron.
Okay, yeah, Trax was the worst from that line. Yeah. So
we're going to go in these in order of normal. So we're going to start with the most normal, and then it's So first one up, we've got. I should also say none of these are out yet. Pre-orders are up now, but these won't be released until August next year.
When you say none of these, do you mean just in general, or do you mean this wave specifically?
We still haven't had a Wave 1 release. So
really?
We do, yeah. I will say the posing pictures for these are way the fuck better than they did for the previous seasons. Like, we actually get an idea of what their actual posability is.
Yeah, we assumed that, at least for Wave 1, which might still be a thing, right? That they only, like, were vinyl models, whether you could only bend them a little bit. These, like you say, look like these ones do a bit more, I guess.
So, first up, we have Wreck-Gar.
Yeah.
Talk TV. Which I got amused by the amount of people saying, like, but I've got the Kingdom one. And just like, you're not getting the point of these. So, Wreck-Gar.
Jesus Christ.
I love why don't we just get all the Action Masters in this? Then it makes sense. It's just like, please stop.
I mean, I wouldn't be against that idea, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and also not because like they're not transforming. You just like the Action Master designs, and we never get them.
Yeah.
So Wreck-Gar is going to come with eight hands. He's got fists, holding things hand, trigger finger hands, gripping hand, and a pointing hand. He's going to come with 2 axes. One is toon accurate, one is toy accurate. Yep. He's going to come with swap-inable wheel shields, with big spiky wheel shields, again for toy accuracy. He's got a gun. He's got a teeny tiny portable TV. He's got a bottle of oil. He's got a rag with which to spread the oil. He's got 2
Is that a rag?
Yeah, it's apparently soft goods.
Oh, that's quite cool. I thought it was like a Windows document. Like a Word document. That's the shape it's in.
He comes with 2 Energon goodies.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes with a toy head.
Which looks horrifying.
Which I thought originally was like, was there a junkie on in that scene that I missed that looked like that? And like, nope, that is based on Wreck-Gar's toy head, which gives him a little like, he looks to me like Thunderbolt Ross in a weird way.
Oh, I was thinking more like Wheelie's angry dad. I can see General Ross there as well, yeah.
He does like the little mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me Bruce Banner. So this is the most normal one. We also
still comes with a decent amount of stuff though. Like he's interesting versus Trax from the last wave.
Yeah, Trax was just like, "Hey, Trax, what you doing here, buddy?
I've got Mask. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, good for you, Trax. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely the one I'm least interested in.
Same. Yeah, I mean, we've had lots of Wreck-Gars in the past. It looks like it's well molded at least, and it looks tune accurate for the most part. Looks Eric Idley enough.
Yeah. So moving on for him to the next most normal, and for this character to be the next most normal is just a strange thing to say in human language.
Yes.
Tarn. So Tarn again comes with 8 hands. These are unique sculpts. He comes with basically the same setup, except he has 2 grippy hands and no pointing hands. He comes with a head with mask installed. He also can swap that out for a head showing him kind of supposed to be displaying his like scarred look, but it's really sort of like he's got a painted on black patch. And he also comes with a separate mask that he can hold in his hands like he's taking it off. So I thought actually what was going on is that you just took the mask off the head, but no, these are separate pieces. It comes with a double fusion cannon and Nickel.
Yay! And a booster pack for Nickel. Yay!
As I said,
remember, she's a horrible murderer.
Yeah, no. If she's in with DJD, it's like, oh, when we were stopped trying to like say like, she's fine. I was just like, no,
nope.
She's a horrible tiny murderer. Yep. I'm assuming some of those tools on her come off. Because she's got all those little screws and
they might be really small though. Maybe they won't just for like losing them or something. They might be too small.
I'm just thinking because she has hands that look like they're meant to hold something.
You're right there. Yeah, that's fair.
But like, I can honestly say, as weird as it is for Tarn to be getting a high end Western action figure, it's even weirder because hey, Tarn doesn't have really that many accessories you can use, can you? Nope. Give him another person.
Yeah, I guess he's the good thing as well. Like, if you were like, oh, I want a Tarn figure. Oh fuck, Mastermind Creations is too expensive and it's out of stock. Oh fuck, Flame Toys, I don't have enough kidneys to sell and I'm not willing to commit murder yet. Yeah. This seems like a bit more of a viable option. Yeah. The only issue I have is the images seem here like we don't have any real images. They're all CAD models. I think we do have real images of Wreck-Gar and Megatron. But
I think at some I think the shot of Tarn with the mask in his hand is real.
Yeah, the one with the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's the real one. Everything else seems to be fake, or CGI at least.
Yeah. The rest are CAD models, but I think the background ones are all with the actual figures.
Yeah, it's weird then that we don't get to see proper Tarn, because I don't think the way that they've done the face without the mask has turned out desperately well.
Yeah, it's weird, like, because they've actually, if you look at the mask, it's got lots of detail for scratching and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the face doesn't. It's there's a massive departure. It's almost like the head's fake. Like
if you put your hand over the right side of his face, it just looks like he has a massive Eggman mustache. I'm doing it right now. It's just like, oh my god, it's Jim Carrey Eggman. This is what happened.
Robotnik. Don't be that guy, Mikey.
I'm just being that guy. It's funny. Because
it's wrong.
That movie's on Netflix, and I still can't get over the fact that when I saw that, I was just like, oh, I could sit down and watch that again.
Why didn't they call him Dr. Kinterbore? Why didn't they do it?
Probably because Ian Fleming would have a kitten or something like that, or whoever it was who caused all that legal trouble with Sonic. Because my god, when I was reading the Sonic, whatever you think about like background nonsense with Transformers over the years, Sonic franchise comics, like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Jesus fucking Christ. On to the next second most crazy one, I think this is fair to say. We have Generation 2 Megatron.
Yeah.
So this is G2 Megatron with a host of accessories, 2 of which are repaints from the previous Megatron. So he comes with 3 heads. The first is based off the toy.
That's right, yep.
Didn't see that coming.
I guess that makes the most sense since we are doing G2 Megatron. We did have Wreck-Gar with Toy Wreck-Gar head.
But that seems to, the default head is toy head.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to me. Next is a repaint of the G1 Megatron head from the last wave.
I mean, it's a free, easy accessory, I suppose, isn't it? So it's fair enough. If you don't like the shape of that head, but you want to kind of keep the aesthetic going, I guess that's a good choice. I think the next one's the weird one. Personally.
Yeah, this is Screaming Blue-Faced Megatron from a very well-known panel from the G2 comic.
Yep. And the front covers of some of them as well, I think, right?
There's a panel, though, of him just running down a hall this is what that face is from.
Yeah, with the 2 machine guns, right?
Yeah, which you also get.
Yeah.
And a bandolier, because remember the 90s.
It's G2, yeah.
Everyone had a bandolier. He also comes with his shoulder rail cannon, which has the big sticker. I remember that.
I
had one when I was a child.
And it's got the side missile pod, the green side missile pod on it as well, which is cute.
He also has a little handgun, and he has a repainted fusion cannon.
Yeah.
So, did not see this coming.
No, it's weird because you can even stick the fusion cannon seemingly on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Instead of the giant tank turret thing. If you didn't like that, you could just have the fusion cannon.
But also, if you don't like that, are you a monster? Are you immoral?
I mean,
kill children?
There are some people who would be weird, I suppose. I wouldn't do that myself.
No.
Oh, do you want to know the saddest thing today, Mikey? I saw someone who got the G2 Generation Select.
I saw that.
Yeah, the G2 Megatron, and the peg for the fusion cannon snapped off inside of the forearm. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. So... Hey, if you'd waited a little longer, you'd have gotten it for about the same price.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
And it probably wouldn't break because it's softer plastics.
I'm sure that's very comforting to them.
I'm helping. And the last one, the most what the fuckery, is Alligator Con.
Why?
What? So,
Why?
for anyone who doesn't know this, there is a terrible episode of G1 called City of Steel, where Optimus gets taken apart and his head is kept alive separately and his body is rebuilt into a alligator.
Yeah, and his arm is stuck on the side of a building and given his gun to shoot at people.
And then they take control of evil taxis, and then Devastator climbs up like King Kong.
See, I don't mind. I never mind the evil taxis because that's kind of a stupid Megatron plan, but everything else was just bizarre.
So
he'd won. He'd beaten Prime, but he was like, nah, keep him alive.
Yeah, keep him alive, turn him into an alligator, that'll help. So you do get the Alligator Con. It's 11 inches long. It has very posable legs, upper body, and head. Doesn't seem to have a very posable tail. It looks like if you got Optimus and sort of weirded him out and turned him into an alligator. Comes with a separated Optimus head, which has glowing eyes of death.
Yay!
Also comes with a battle taxi, and with the tower and the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm presuming on some level the head and the arm are taken from the original Optimus, but the original Optimus mold they did. But this is weird, Andy. This is very, 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 very weird.
It is. I don't know, who's gonna buy this? Because this is already a niche line, right? I mean, maybe people will buy it for how weird it is, which is fair enough.
You could turn it into Skull Cruncher easy enough.
I guess, but why would you want Skull Cruncher in a alligator mode and not him in robot mode?
For me, Cyberverse.
But then this is G1 version. You don't want that. You want the
I kind of want the Terran one because it reminds me of the Cyberverse one. Cyberverse Terran is a badass. But yeah, no, this is weird. This is extremely weird, and I don't want this line to stop ever. I want this line to keep. This line is even before it's released, even if the quality doesn't end up very good, this line has run up to the Red series, stolen its lunch, and kicked it into the dirt.
Oh, the Red series is just depressing at this point.
Yeah.
We haven't heard of any more Red figures, have we?
They just released the Optimus Primal, which I heard some good scuttlebutt about, but
okay, it doesn't break like some of the other ones then.
Yeah. But
okay.
I'm just sitting there going you know what? No, it's not. Why not just put a little bit of extra money into one of these guys, or a bit of
Are
extra
you
money.
gonna buy one of these guys?
I'm definitely tempted. I don't know. It'll depend on my financial situation, really. But like G2 Megatron or Tarn would be the ones for me.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Alligator Con would be like such a novelty buy on sale, but it would have to be on sale, and I've got no interest in Wrecker. So like this is the best wave by far. So no.
Where do they go from here? What do you do after this?
Oh god, like if
why don't you?
God.
You might not be able to because of legal reasons. Do they have the legal rights to do that stupid superhero cyborg lady from the comics?
Oh no, that's Marvel.
Oh, okay, never mind. I would have thought that'd be quite fun to do here.
I mean, if they're doing like weird IDW shit, I'd do Freud.
Oh yeah, that could be cool. Yeah.
This is also probably the only way you'd ever get it wrong if anyone wanted one.
Well, an official-ish kind of version, at least.
Like, there's plenty of weird G1 shit from the cartoon as well you could do. Oh, do you know what they should do, just to piss everyone off? DevCon. Do DevCon.
No one would buy it, though, because no one really likes DevCon.
No, Andy, no, everyone likes DevCon.
Who?
We need a DevCon.
Who?
Everyone.
You know what
That's ours.
you know what we...
That's
if
ours.
they did Sea Spray, they could give us Tree Rumble.
Oh no, do Sea Spray, but give us his girlfriend as a boat.
Oh yeah,
When
yeah,
she
not
turned
her in
into-
robot mode. Yeah, all in the boat. Hell yeah.
She just magically turned into a North longboat. I like these.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
like,
it's
it's
a fun,
also nice
stupid
to
line.
see, like, okay, so these will actually like be putting some effort into articulation. Like Megatron's even got an ab crunch.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what people say about the first wave when it finally comes in, though.
Definitely.
I guess we don't need to worry about like wave 3 until like fucking what mid next year, like summer.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
Megatron and Tarn are the ones I'd have my eye out for.
Yeah, Megatron would be my top pick, then Tarn.
Yeah, no, these are fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Andy, take us on to some Kingdom news.
Yeah, it's only a quick little bit. It's a possible first look at the Beast Wars Kingdom Buzzsaw figure. Buzzsaw, of course, being the waspier Wasp version of Waspinator. This one will have the proper robot head for Waspinator and Buzzsaw. Obviously, that robot head was not used in the cartoon. They used the mutant head instead, which was the better choice because the robot head was just, fine. But it's nice, and it's a simple repaint and slight retool. It's slightly the quote here says it's slightly mistransformed, as it's clearly a garbled mess on the floor.
Slightly? It's dying.
That's what. Yeah, it says he's quite mistransformed.
He's like pulling himself along the ground, going like, "Kill me."
He is very much in the "I don't want to be alive anymore." Yeah. Like I say, it's not the most. Oh, we're pushing the boat and doing the crazy repaint. I'm actually kind of surprised it's not a Generation Select figure, which I suppose it could be. It just says it's a possible look at a Buzzsaw figure. It doesn't mean it won't be a Generations Select version, I suppose. But then again, we have no idea when Legacy's coming out or what's happening really with any of the release schedules, because we're not getting Legacy just yet.
No.
But we know they are coming up fairly soonish, so maybe this guy will be Generation Select, since it doesn't seem like Kingdom's going to be going on any further. I don't know. Mikey, tell me things on fire and burning.
Yes, rumors aplenty. Now, obviously, be careful of believing rumors, particularly from this particular source, but Bleeding Cool has several times this week. Wonderful Bleeding Cool. Nothing bad ever came out of Bleeding Cool, Andy. Someone there sitting like, I've never heard of Bleeding Cool. Just like you.
Oh, you lucky boy or girl.
Sweet flower.
Yeah.
You sweet summer child. So, first of all, they released a rumor that at one of the Comic Cons during the week, it was said that IDW is losing the license for Transformers in 2022, or all the news sites that said it were like IDW possibly losing license in 2022. When you read the story, it was, I heard a rumor that IDW is losing the license. I don't know when, but 2022 seems likely.
Okay.
I
mean, I wouldn't be massively shocked, because generally speaking, comics have been doing pretty badly for a while now. So,
and IDW has been in trouble more than once in the last couple of years. And,
yeah.
Transformers is, from what I understand, at one of the lowest points of its sales rate in the last decade.
There's a reason why we're not covering it on the podcast, so...
Yeah. One day, maybe. Maybe. But it's a weird thing. Like, I'm looking forward to talking about Shattered Glass with you at some point, but that's about it.
Oh.
Because, wow, Goldbug's a monster.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Short man syndrome, small dog syndrome. Goldbug has small dog syndrome. That's how I describe it. But so they did that. Now the next rumor was that John Barber, apart from they were saying like, oh, IDW losing license, IDW losing G.I. Joe as well. John Barber no longer editor-in-chief at IDW Publishing ?
Oh, it's a question mark. It's not an actual fact yet. Okay.
So let me see. I'm just going to read the actual story. Bleeding Cool understands that John Barber is no editor-in-chief, is no longer editor-in-chief.
So he's actually not working there? That's not a question mark then? He either is or he isn't.
The way they phrase it, Bleeding Cool understands.
Oh, okay, right.
He became
right.
Hang on. John Barber was a former IDW Hasbro group editor who IDW rehired as editor-in-chief after he spent a 2-year stint as a writer. Pretty sure John was writing a little longer than 2 years.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Follow asked John was senior editor in 2011 to 2016. Yeah, we know all that. At the time of becoming, I said this. They just basically, wow, this is so bad. So what they've done, they said Bleeding Cool understands John Barber, editor-in-chief, is no longer editor-in-chief. They then give a very long quote of John talking about why he likes being an editor-in-chief and why he likes Transformers and IDW and stuff like that. And then it's just at the end. It is possible that John Barber's close history with Hasbro may have affected his role at the publisher. So what they're saying seems to be John is close to Hasbro. IDW losing Hasbro. John is leaving too,
I guess.
So I should say this is pretty typical of the quality of, journalism from Bleeding Cool.
Yeah. There's nothing solid, but I guess if something does happen, I guess we could point to them and say, I guess they were right.
I could believe they have an inside track.
Sure, maybe that's why they have to. If they do have like substantial information, maybe they have to phrase it like that potentially. Yeah. I don't know.
I could also believe they are talking utter bullshit because they do that quite regularly.
That's companies do that. That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, ultimately, like IDW could definitely lose the license in the current environment, and John could definitely lose his job or go into another job because editors-in-chief come and go.
Yes.
But this is like, just if you don't have a news story, don't publish a not news story. And then someone went in the Q&A, someone asked Hasbro about it.
I mean, like we both said before, they were never going to.
And their response was, "We can't comment on that today." And then everyone freaked out online and said, "Like they said today, they can't comment today." And just like, what the fuck was he supposed to say? If they said, "Sorry, can't comment," that would be taken as, "Oh no," like short of saying, "Yes, we're fine," or "Yes, it's closed." Like, oh my god.
And unfortunately, business isn't never that clear with these things.
No,
even if things are fine, they rarely ever say, "Oh, things are fine."
Sir, excuse me, how do I get to the shop across the road? Is there a shop across the road? And 5 minutes later.
Be.
So, I mean, listen, if IDW loses license, it will lose the license. I mean, some people are, the people who are like, yeah, IDW, kill it all, are like, oh my god, I can't wait until we get real Transformer stories back when IDW crashes. I'm just like, you do realize, like, in the current climate of comic books, you won't get the book you think you want.
More than likely, yeah. In some ways, I wouldn't be against another company having a crack at it. It would probably go to Dark Horse as well, because that seems to be where IPs go at the moment.
Boom would be a big one
as
well.
That's true, yeah. Maybe Boom, because Boom has Power Rangers, so maybe Hasbro will go to them, actually.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Like, Boom is definitely, like, is slowly taking IDW's place as like the licensed comic people.
Yeah, which is always dangerous, to be fair.
Yeah. But like Boom did the exact same thing with their stuff as IDW with the Transformers, so I wouldn't exactly expect to get your traditional story back. But I would definitely be interested in seeing a new take. Like
I think it doesn't help that neither me nor you are the biggest fans of the current run.
Yeah,
so
the ongoing
fresh hands might be a good idea, or fresh eyes might be a good idea. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird. Like I'm enjoying the side series, but they're standalone weirdness. The main story is just not hooking me, and they're upping a big event coming up now with the XR-Con character, and I'm just like, cool. You're 3 years into a story now.
Oh yeah, we've probably nearly not been talking about the main comic for a year, so I wonder if anything's actually happened.
Yeah, that's my question. And lots of people saying like, "Oh man, it turned," and I'm just like, "Did it?
Did it? How long did it take
really?
to turn?"
And if it did turn, was it a major turn or was it like something small happened? Something minor happened.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. At some point we'll catch up, or you'll catch up, and then you can tell me if it's any good or not.
Why do I have to be the one?
Because you're the comic guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it basically. Like, hey, maybe something's happening, but maybe not. Bleeding Cool,
God.
Source of great information and quality journalism.
Hooray!
The Daily Star of comic tabloids.
Hooray! Shall I talk about the last story?
Yes, you may.
Right. 2 more guests have been announced for TFCon in Los Angeles. One is for the Toronto one, which is Andrew Griffith. Andrew Griffith's going to be there on December the 10th to the 12th. And in Los Angeles, from March 11th to the 13th, they've got a special guest of Neil Ross, who's the voice of Slag, Springer, Six-Shot, Bone Crusher, Hook, Crosshairs, and Point Blank in G1. And of course, Andrew Griffith is a artist for Transformers, Robots in Disguise. He did lots and lots and lots and lots of it.
Yes, obnoxious amount would be a nice way of putting it.
Oh my god, obnoxious amounts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the news, Mr. Mikey.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, what have you been up to this week? And I guess last week to a lesser extent.
Dear.
What have you done for fun? Did you see the new Spider-Verse?
Yes.
Not Into the Spider... Whatever the movie's
Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
That's the one, yeah. You saw that trailer?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I saw the poster, which has Leopardon on it. Thank you.
Who? Is that 2099?
No, Leopardon.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
Leo Paladon.
Pardon. Leopard and on.
I don't know who that is off the top of my head.
You will when you see it.
Okay. I'm not looking for it, if that's what you ask.
No, you need... Andy, I'm not buying that.
I'm not looking at the moment for it.
Andy, you need to look at it, because when you see it, you'll go, oh yeah, oh great, he's in it. You're just...
Okay.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
So you saw the trailer?
Yes, look it up.
Leo what? Leo what?
Leopardon.
Done. I'll put in Spider-Man before it. Oops. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Spider-Man is in.
Yeah.
He's the guy from Hell. The original giant robot.
Yeah, the first one.
Which is so weird to think that entire subgenre started with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I suppose so. In a weird way.
Yeah, and then so did reusing footage because the suit was stolen.
Oh.
But yeah, so Japanese Spider-Man is in it. 2099 is definitely in it. I'm interested. I'm excited. That was an amazing movie. Don't fuck it up. I mean, the trailer looks amazing.
The trailer also is nothing. It's such a super duper uber tease and shows you nothing, and you're just sitting there going, what?
What? Because like it's basically like the end, like a tag on to the end of the first film, and then Miguel shows up and punches Miles in the face.
Yeah, for no reason. Miguel's looking fucking buff as well. 2099 Spider-Man is hench.
I mean, he would be quite a bit more hench than Miles.
No, but he's like I would say like Tombstone. Like broad shoulders. Like he's wide. He's not Kingpin wide from the previous movie. My issue with this new movie is going to be the same as I said last time. If they do a sequel, is it going to be good, or is it going to be a tacked on, here's another movie because it's just the last one made money, shockingly.
Yep. I will say, like, certainly on the visual thing, that fight, I'm just looking at the fight now. It's just well choreographed. It's got the animation style I was hoping it would have.
Yep, still looks nice visually.
Still looks great visually. I'm just hoping. Still got the sound effects popping up everywhere. Saw someone complain about the frame rate. I'm just like, you go to hell and you die.
I don't think did they see the first movie? I don't think they did. Right?
Don't ask me. But I like I want to know what happened with Peter. I want to know what happened with Peter B. Parker and Mary Jane. And it's nice to see Ghost Spider back or Spider Gwen, whatever they're calling her these days. And like I want to see Japanese Spider-Man, and I want him to meet Penny Parker and for them to like hang out. But like no, I'm super it's nice to be excited for a film. Especially nice to be excited for a superhero film. Please don't fuck it up, but I said that about the first one, and I was caught completely off guard.
Yeah, best Marvel film in years.
Best Marvel film, full stop. But I'm just going to say it's better than the rest. Like all of them. Wow. Like forever. It's the best superhero film ever made. Fuck you, Justice League. Next person. If I see one more person during this month share like, Justice League's Green Lantern thing. Oh wow, Justice League Snyderverse was so great, and I'm just like, I watched 4 hours of my life evaporate watching that fucking piece of shit. It was so bad, Andy.
I know.
It was so much worse than the original.
I know. It's kind of surprising.
Like, and all the bad jokes everyone said Joss Whedon put in.
It wasn't. It was Snyder.
Yeah. It didn't make any more sense in his cut than Joss's.
Nope. I think the Justice cut is technically better.
Technically better. Still terrible.
It's still don't get me wrong, it's still bad, but it's it doesn't have random Swedish ladies singing next to Batman on his own while Aquaman's already swam off into the ocean.
Or like
weird.
It doesn't have a 20-second scene dragged out for 4 minutes because we must have slow motion.
Oh man, I mean,
Superman screamed, Andy, and the shockwaves could be seen.
That's how sound works, Mikey.
And you know what? I'm just going to say it. The black suit doesn't look as good as the blue and red suit.
I actually would disagree. I think the black suit worked because the Snyder movies have such a lack of color in them.
No.
That it actually kind of works because you don't need to go, wow, that is a very not blue Superman suit. You just go, oh, that's black. Okay, they got the colors right. Hooray. Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of the Justice League movie. The most entertaining thing was watching EFAP take it apart again. And they obviously went through it, and it took them a long time to get through it. A very, very long time.
Did they die?
No, they're used to doing like 7 or more hours. I think.
Jesus.
I think they've done like 17-hour streams before. They go to town on things. Sometimes they get sidetracked, but they go to town.
Jesus. Just Jesus.
Yeah.
So what else did I watch? Genlock episodes 4 and 5.
Oh my god.
I don't know what this series is trying to be anymore.
In a good way?
I don't know. I have not decided yet. It's
okay.
It's a strange. Clearly, there were some changes behind the scenes, because if you told me that when they were doing season 1, this is where they meant season 2 to go, I would tell you were lying. It's very creative. It's taking a lot of risks, but I have no god-awful idea what's going on.
Okay, because there's definitely like 2 ways that goes. There's
absolutely.
That is messy, even at the point where you're not sure where it's going. It's either you feel it's messy and it's incoherent, or they're doing something weird. And from your tone, it sounds like it's all over the place, but you have hope that it's going to come together and it'll all make sense.
It's going to be decided by that last episode of the season, but like clearly the shift to HBO led to a lot of big changes in the production of the show. Like,
I'm not shocked.
The tone of it is almost antithetical to the tone of season 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a kind of independent YouTube sort of company versus a proper conglomerate, I guess you could say.
So it's really going to be like, that last episode is going to tell me whether or not it was great or just not worth the trip, but I've got to see where this goes. And it's really hard to discuss without like ridiculous levels of spoilers. So there's that. Caught up in 86. So that's still plowing ahead. That looks like they're coming to the end of the arc. There was something else anime-wise. I'm behind on a few of the animes, actually. I need to... Around Christmas is going to be a big catch-up time for me. But TV-wise, there's that. Two other major things TV-wise. Camp Cretaceous Season 4 came out.
Oh, I saw you write a long, lengthy kind of Twitter rant on it. I didn't read all of it because I wanted to save it for the show, but you seemed,
It's...
Bad?
So, are you familiar with the term jumping the shark, Andy?
Ah, yes, where, the Fonz jumped a shark.
Now, ironically, when Fonz jumped the shark, the show continued for 7 more seasons.
Yes, it did keep going.
This would be kind of like jumping the Megalodon in this case.
Oh. Did they actually do that? That sounds pretty cool.
No, but I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised they didn't. So basically, end of season 3, they get off the island.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said it at the time, and I still think that would be the logical way to end your show. They got off the island.
I mean, yeah, there's a full stop there, really.
Yeah, and with a show like this, especially in animation, I think, you have to be careful of going past your sell-by date.
Oh, what if they, as they're leaving the island, Mikey, they hit a storm and it sends them back in time? I can see that happening, right? That's very 90s in terms of storytelling. Now we gotta get back to our own time period and also off the island.
About a 20-minute discussion about are we after going back in time?
Oh my god.
They aren't, but essentially they're going out in the boat. I'm going to have some spoilers in here, but I'm not going to spoil a lot of huge plot reveals, but some things you can't avoid. They're going out in the boat. Teenager tension. I will say the character tension between this is pretty solid, and there's one character who they show having PTSD from the island, and I think that's really well handled. But they go out in the boat. Oh no, the Mosasaurus it's because it's after Fallen Kingdom. Mosasaurus escaped and attacks the boat.
Which one's that? That's the big one. The one, isn't it? Okay.
And then they crash the boat and they wake up on another island.
Oh no! How unfortunate.
Not Isla Sorna.
Right.
They did.
New island or just one of the other islands we've seen in the movies?
New island.
Okay.
Made up of biomes, artificial biomes, including desert, jungle, and Arctic, and a few others. And then
that doesn't sound great because it just means there's another new island that they were also working on that we never heard of.
Yeah, and it opens up and there's a high-tech world behind it all, and there's robot dogs and robot dinosaur people, and then it's all being run by one internet rage machine who likes making dinosaurs fight each other for their amusement, or for his amusement, and who also is developing a control chip he uses on a baby dinosaur to make it not be able to move. And it's a weirdly creepy, unnerving scene in a show like this where he's hit the stop button. He's painfully ejected into a baby dinosaur. He's hit the stop button, and the thing is crying as it's trying to run away, and you can see it twitching against the control.
Okay.
And it's weird to have in this kind of show.
The premise sounds pretty bad, to be honest.
It is not...
The fact that it's being ran by an internet memer, and it's robot dinosaurs, and it's robot people.
Yeah.
I'm guessing somebody watched, what was it called? The robot show that everyone was all the rage of a few years ago.
Oh, God, I don't know. But,
yeah, you do.
I don't remember.
It got a few... Yeah. You know.
I don't remember. But also at the end there's a reveal that feels really it's strange. It's not Isla Sorna, but they confirm all the dinosaurs are ones they captured from Isla Sorna.
Wow, that's convenient.
Which is a big continuity error because in Jurassic World, they've confirmed that
Mikey.
they stripped Isla Sorna bare of dinosaurs to populate Jurassic World.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. Now, you know how I know this? Because this cartoon tells me so.
There's also
it's not right inconvenience, I promise.
Who they've got 2 T-Rexes that are covered in scars.
Now there are 2 of them. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, now there's 2. They have scars. Rexy didn't get her scars, but their names are Big.
When has Rexy ever had scars?
I will beat everyone down. Their names are Big E.T. and Little E.T.
Solid names.
It's a mother and a nearly full-grown daughter.
Okay.
Who are from Sorna. And there's a Spinosaurus, which it is implied is the Jurassic Park 3 one.
Okay.
But it's implied, which makes it really weird, because why wouldn't you just say, oh, we captured this big fecker on the island? And also, they changed all the roars for him. So it doesn't sound anything like the Jurassic Park 3 Spino.
Can you think of, like, why? Is it to make it sound more distinct or something?
No, because he sounds more generic.
Oh.
I feel like there was, like, a licensing thing. It's like, oh, we can't get the license to those sound effects or something.
I was going to say, maybe it was a licensing thing as well, yeah.
So it just feels like... It feels much younger in many ways, even though it's like I said, it's got a tortured dinosaur, and like dinosaurs are forced to fight for your man's amusement. So you got a T-Rex fighting a dinosaur, but then there's like a woman using like radio waves to talk to dinosaurs and like is able to send them words like happy, sad, stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh no. This only worked with the orca because it was Godzilla.
Hang on. Are we going to have a scene where there's like a really obese T-Rex and it's like, save Mojo?
Save E.T. It's also a weird thing. Like, the whole series sets up that either a T-Rex or some raptors are going to kill the bad guy.
Okay.
He just runs off like a nerd. Like, they beat him with video games.
He runs off like a nerd.
Like, he run... And, like... It feels like it's very, very, very... Like, one thing Camp Cretaceous did really well was feeling like it's set in Jurassic Park's world.
Okay, yeah.
Even if I thought, like, I seem to be one of the few people who really didn't like the Scorpius Rex hybrid and everything else like that in Season 3 and the tail end of the season. And I also really like Season 2. I think it's the best one, where some people have problems with it, but no. I feel like it always felt like it was in that world. This doesn't. This feels like it's an original property. It's also like, it's weird how much the dinosaurs don't matter in this.
Oh, that's kind of dumb. Like,
the dinosaurs are there to highlight man's cruelty, but really it's all about... The real conflict is robots, evil nerd. And like, there's a robot, which is like... The robots are called Brads, and they look a bit like robot dogs. And there's Brad X, which look like a reptilian, but with a big robot face. And it's... very strange, and it's weird to have all this interjected with the general tone of the characters and their traumas, and like Ben the character who really suited who really like went wild, kind of wild man, feels out of place now that he's not in what he sees as his like comfort zone. And then we have a weird flashback to Isla Nublar where Bumpy's wandering around at their old camp. I'm just like, does that mean we're bringing Bumpy back into it? Because we've got to a whole other fucking island now.
It sounds like they didn't know what they wanted to do.
It feels to me like they got you got a commission for 3 seasons. Well, season 1 and 2 did well. We're going to commission 2 more. And it's just like, okay, cool. Also, like, season 3 ends on a cliffhanger where it's hinted something is inside in the boat. There is nothing inside in the boat.
No.
Because, like, when I say hinted, I mean, like, something was banging on the door when they weren't listening and growling. Which is never followed up on.
Maybe it's that wild guy you were talking about.
Maybe. And then they introduce a romance, which makes sense, but it's romance between characters who did not have any romantic tension, whereas 2 characters definitely did.
Okay.
And it's weird, and I can see myself going back and watching season 2. I can see myself watching parts of 1 and 3. I can never see myself going back to this. And it's so, like, it is jumping the shark. Like, it's literally like, we need to do something weird, but it feels so out of place.
Maybe it's one of those things that, like, maybe the next season, because maybe they'll have some better ideas of what they want to do. Because maybe they've been told again, like, oh, we'll do another 3 seasons, and they're like, fuck, we don't know what to do. Shit, islands, robots, shit like that. Yeah. And then the next season will be like, okay, we've had more time to think about where we want to go. Yeah. Or they're just gonna, if they have another season, it'll just be a fucking mess again. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very possible. So yeah, I can't really recommend it, I'm afraid, as someone who thinks Camp Cretaceous is overall a much more solid show than it had any right to be. I also find it really funny that the Rexes are clearly just repaints of Rexy's model, except Rexy's model is designed to look like a very old lady. So you have this dinosaur that's not fully grown that looks like she's like, oh no, you need to eat, lady, because you're just wasting away. But yeah. So apart from that, Revice, caught up in Revice.
What episode are we up to?
11, I think. 11 or 12. Best introduction of a female writer I think the franchise has ever had.
Oh, this is the one with the plushie.
Yeah, that's her demon. Her demon is a plushie. It's a plot point that it's a plushie and is therefore absolutely useless in a straight fight.
I mean, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's because it's like mostly just doing a psychological analysis of the character, Sakura, like going into like why she feels the way she does about herself, because she feels like, I'm the only one of you who actually knows how to fight. I could actually do something here, and I can't, and you won't let me. And it's like it was a 2-parter dedicated to her, and I thought they did a real good job establishing her character, and really good fight scene when she was introduced. Then next episode we get the introduction of the first upgrade form, Barrett Rex, and it's mostly like a 20-minute fight scene. Okay. With Return of Evil, which I was expecting, but not for a while. So I'm happy. I like Evil. A big jump in the plot for the bad guys, and a big moment between Icky and Vice. Okay. So I am still down for Revice. I'm still enjoying it. It's got good momentum. It's not hit what I would call the blowout moment, but it's good, and it's getting a really good balance on its comedy, I think.
Well, in theory, the blowout moment shouldn't be too far away if we're on episode 11, assuming that it does have one, like most
Kamen Rider shows. Rider Christmas. Rider Christmases are never fun.
Yeah.
No one is happy at Christmas.
So, someone's going to die in Christmas is usually the way. That's how I always remember, like, X8 ending.
Just like
before the Christmas break.
But just go hit the Christmas break in Rider. It's usually something like, oh no. Because Gaim was just like, hey, it's Christmas. Ha ha ha. We're gone into the world and we're about to reveal I'm killing my friends. Oh,
no, yeah, Gaim was. I think Gaim wasn't a minor break from the horror, because I think we had the horror before that, and then we had like this random. Christmas got a bit nicer again, didn't it?
It was he was just after. It started off nice because he had like a breakdancing moment.
That's right, yeah.
And then it got dark in the second half.
Okay.
Because it's Gaim. And Orobachi don't give no shits. And the only other thing of note is that for my birthday, I got given a couple of model kits.
Oh my god.
Haven't built them yet. I got the Night Unicorn Gundam BB Legend. So you build it as like a standard unicorn or like a psycho frame version of it. Mm-hmm. And I got... So this, I was curious about, so I asked for this. So this is a 20-year-old kit that's been re-released in the last couple of years for an anniversary. So this is from Heavy L Gaim. It's called A-Towel. So it's hard to describe. This is it's all new plastics.
Oh, Legaim! I know Legaim. I've been playing with them in Super Robot Wars.
Yeah, I've been meaning. I'm curious. It's a Tomoe show, so I'm a bit mixed about actually sitting down and watching it.
Yeah, it took place during the 80s, around Zeta-ish time, didn't it?
Yeah, and he is a mixed bag of a creator by such a big margin. But I saw some reviews that made them look like they were pretty advanced for the engineering of the time. So I'm curious,
because I know they've had recent-ish HG kits, so some of them haven't they?
Yeah, but I saw a review of the actual Legaim, and that was I think got a good rating for a modern kit. So okay. I'm curious. It may be terrible. It may just be an interesting historical experience. But sure. I also got given Pokemon Sword.
Yes. Yes, you decided to do a little special run, didn't you? I want to know how that's going.
I did my first Nuzlocke run, which got me a shiny for the first time ever.
Were you hunting for one, or was it just by luck?
They did this whole max raid thing, which is you go into a raid den with 4 other players online, and it turned out there was a 1 in 200, 1 in 300 chance of getting a shiny in it. Wow. And I got a shiny Eevee, which is currently
what color is a shiny Eevee?
Yellow. Shiny Umbreon is still black, but with different eye colors and blue rings instead of yellow rings.
When you evolve a shiny Eevee, does it evolve into a shiny version of its evolved forms? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Some of them are these Vaporeon's kind of a pink, and Espeon looks weird. It's green, bright green.
Wow. Okay.
But Umbreon, it was just I like Umbreon's kind of my favorite anyway, and
that's the black one, is it?
Yeah, and it's got nice. It's more for the shiny for it. It's more highlights than anything else.
Right.
Blue highlights, which is nice. So I did my first Nuzlocke run. I have killed so many Pokemon.
How many?
Thing is, when I killed them, I made the decision okay, you're going into a box and you're being blind traded away.
Oh, you've traded them.
So they're out on the internet there, so they are very dead.
Oh, Mikey, you meant to keep them in your graveyard so you can at least look at them and feel bad.
Oh no, I felt bad because I traded them when the box was full.
oh no.
Yeah.
How many can fit in the box? 30 or something?
30, yeah, 30.
How are you managing? Because isn't it a Nuzlocke run? You only catch one Pokemon in an area and then you move on.
One Pokemon in every route. I checked this with the wild area setup and Sword. It's basically one Pokemon for each area you move into.
Okay, and I'm surprised with going through 30 areas, you've still got any Pokemon left.
I got very lucky.
Okay.
I had a main first time I did it, I've never done a Nuzlocke run before. It was like, okay, cool. This is kind of. Okay, no, he's dead. Oh, no, he's dead. Oh, no, he's dead. Oh. And my starter was the first one to die.
Of course it was.
I went to Fire Rabbit and he went down fast.
Okay.
I ended up, my main ended up being a Mudsdale, which is basically a Shire horse made of mud.
Okay.
Who was actually pretty damn strong by the end of it. But I ended up with him, a Gyarados, a Tyrantrum, which is a dragon T-Rex thing, Shiny Eevee, and Shiny Umbreon, and a few. What was the rest of them? Can't remember off the top of my head because I actually finished it. I should say I finished the run.
Ooh, congrats!
Because I've had 2 weeks, but so yeah, and then I hit the 7th gym leader, and I lost everyone.
Oh,
they all. I didn't trade away the Shiny Eevee. No, he's still there.
but it died.
It died, so it sat in the box, and I was just like, "No, I'm not that dumb." That would have been a bad move, I think. Just like, no, I must be pure. You must go.
I can't use you, but I'll keep you around.
Yeah, and I also learned there's a mechanic I didn't know about, which if there's high affection, sometimes they'll survive 1-hit kills with 1 HP, which is the only reason my main Mudsdale didn't die. His name was Donkey.
Oh man!
Yeah, and he nearly died to a 1-shot kill, except it was just like. Donkey is holding on for your sake, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I love you, Mikey. I won't die like everybody else around
you. And he's the only one who was with me right to the end. So I had to swap all my mains that I'd had for 2 or 3 gyms for a bunch of nobodies from a few things. Like the only one of them I liked was there was an Aggron in there, which is a big metal dinosaur thing. Mm-hmm. Who I got who I did who came up in one of those one of the raids when I did, and then got to the end of the game and I decided my feelings on a Nuzlocke run.
Right.
They're fun. They're challenging. To a point, they do work on that whole get attached to your characters thing. But they also make it more in some ways you're just like, oh fuck's sake. When something dies and you just swap it out because you never think about them again. Right. I also think it kind of takes away from some of the core, the game is very much structured around, listen, take your time, and this route is really short, right? But take your time, catch a bunch of Pokemon here, do a bit of grinding. You don't do that in a Nuzlocke run. You go through, you grind if you really need to, and then you just go from a short route is now just a short route. You never come back to it.
Right, okay.
So it does kind of eat away at the game time. So I have restarted the game.
How long did it take you to do then, out of interest? Since you said it munched you down.
15 hours at most.
Okay, so that's pretty, as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty fast for a Pokemon game. Because like you say, usually you're there catching them all, leveling them up, evolving them, etc., etc. Yeah. Yeah,
and trying to, changing your team a lot as you go along.
Yeah.
Nuzlocke, you don't have that. You take especially when you go into a team and it's just I caught a Wobbuffet.
Yay!
Yay!
How many garbage Pokemon did you catch?
Oh, so many, many. I definitely ended up with ones I would never have used otherwise.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have used a bloody horse to start off with, but then it turned out oh no, it's actually good. But
was there any surprise Pokemon who you're that, apart from the mud horse thing, who you're oh shit, this is awful, and then you're damn boy, this is
great? There was this little fairy thing because I'm behind in a few generations, obviously, because I haven't had a Pokemon game since XY. And it was Swirlix, I think it was called, this little fairy puffball thing, and I was just you look like such a bad design, and I'm just holy shit, you're doing so much damage. He died too.
Oh.
They all died. So what I did was I decided to transfer. I restarted the game, and since Pokemon Home is free for small amounts, I transferred the few survivors I had left, and now they're sitting in a box in a new game, which they'll be brought out again towards the end of this one. And I'm just playing through normally, and it is more fun. I've got to admit, it's just more fun, and you do spend. You feel you're okay. This is as intended, and I get to pick okay, I'm gonna have this. and I'm spending a bit more time with the like surprise training online as well, trading. So I'm getting a few weird Pokemon I wouldn't have otherwise.
Oh, that's good.
Like, I've got some fossil ones that you can't get in Sword and Shield, but yeah, like it's fun. But like the thing is, like, I've said before, like Pokemon never changes its formula, and it doesn't. And I think getting rid of Mega Evolution is definitely a bad idea. I think
that's right. It's not there, is it? It was just
the
a
Dynamax.
Concept that was just dumped,
the thing
right?
is,
For no
Dynamax
reason.
basically just kind of works the exact same, except it changes all your moves and make your health. It's
not
as
lame.
good.
It's just you just big your Pokemon for what's the logic behind your Pokemon get big? Actually,
there's an energy given off by some. There's a story spoiler, but there's a dragon Pokemon that fell to the stars and it's giving off energy, and then the bad guy wants to use them to power the world.
I'm sorry, Mikey. You say story spoiler. I roll my eyes. I'm like, story Pokemon. Come on now, bro.
But yeah, like I will say they frame it fairly well. Like there is like if you have the right Pokemon, there is something kind of epic about it, just like kaijuing up behind you. But if you've got like a Pikachu, not quite so much. But then the thing is, they got rid of Mega Evolution, but they brought in Gigantamax, which is just Mega Evolution, except with new forms. Like the first giant Pokemon you see is a Gigantamax Charizard, which is a Charizard whose back is made entirely out of fire.
Right.
So it's just like, why did you get rid of this mechanic? And it's weird, because I was curious what the cartoon was doing after playing. I'm just like, recently they just had an episode with Mega Evolution, and they showed Mega Evolution beats your fancy giant gimmick. So I'm just like, okay, I know you've got like 3 games coming out soon that are going to have to, like, if they have to work with home, they're going to have to bring in like new Pokemon into the various transfers. Are you just going to sneakily bring back Mega Evolution, and this is your way of reminding people? Because it would be really weird to be advertising Mega Evolution right now. Although I also found out like almost no one in Japan watches the Pokemon animation.
Oh, really?
Its viewer numbers are absolutely tiny for what they used to be.
I was going to say, it must have been good at one point, because, Pokemon was a big thing. I'm guessing people are just tired of Ash still doing the exact same shit he's always done.
He won! He's a league champion now. He actually won one, I saw.
Nah, Ash is always a loser. Even if he won, he's still a loser. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, they're like, I won. What are you going to do now? I'm going to lock all these individual Pokemon that I'm apparently great friends with away in a building far, far away from me and capture a bunch of new losers.
He always
and
does
then I'm
this.
also going to bring Pikachu with me, but he will not be able to fight at anything like the power level he should have.
Yeah, he's fought a god and won.
Yeah, he fought literal god.
Yeah, and won or held its own. It's like, this Pikachu has gone clearly beyond level 100.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to evolve for some reason.
Yeah, just turn into a Raichu.
Yeah, someone should just throw a lightning stone at him. Like, instead of like a Pokeball, force him to evolve without his permission. Boom.
I do remember, like, in the anime, I remember this in the anime, like, he, like, knocks a Thunderstone away from himself, and I'm just like, that should have made him evolve. He touched it.
Yes, yeah. Wasn't this, that was in the earlier episodes, though, when like, there was a little bit more to Pikachu, when he wasn't just, like, sucking on Ash's ass. When he wasn't just, hey, mascot. But, like, I was actually thinking that, like, I know like, this sounds very old man to say, but the original Pokemon series was actually quite inventive in a lot of ways. I remember they did an episode which was basically Ray Bradbury's very famous story, Monster in the Fog. I think that's what it's called. And which was an inspiration for Godzilla, about a creature that's drawn to a lighthouse looking for a mate. And I just remember, like, Pokemon did that. They had, like, a giant Dragonite that came out of the fog and no one could see what it was. That's right, I remember that. It was an early episode as well. I think the earlier episodes, they were a bit more creative. And then, obviously, I think they just settled into, let's just we find the new Pokemons, and then we go to a new gym, and then maybe Team Rocket does something stupid again. Yeah. I think they settled into a formula and never decided to leave that formula. That's maybe why the anime is utter garbo. I don't know. I don't watch it. I gave up with Pokemon long ago.
Oh god, no! Like, I haven't. What was the last time? I think last time I watched an episode of Pokemon was like 2011. Like, no, I'm good.
No.
I doubt the writing quality has improved as they've become more and more an advertisement for the actual like mascot element.
Yeah. I think that's probably more so what Pokemon the anime is for. It's just an advertisement, more so than anything else. Here's a new Pokemon that you need to get. Buy our game.
Yeah. And when it started, like, they didn't know what it was going to turn into, so they they could just be kind of like a bit more like, okay, we're just going to do a show and hope it works, and it did. But
then it did well over here in the US and the West as well, and went, oh shit, okay, well, money, free, sweet.
But yeah, that is me for the week.
Damn, boy,
you thick?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Cool. Andy, what about you?
I finished Super Robot Wars Divine Wars, the first anime. Wow. That is a very flat and not very interesting show.
Yay?
It goes through the exact beats that you would expect a mecha show to go through. And the animation for the robots is pretty ugly. It's all CG. And to give the illusion of speed, they do this horrible kind of blur after image effect. Oh, yeah. So you can barely tell what's happening most of the time. But they don't always do it. Sometimes the units will just move across the screen. But whenever there's battle, it's like you're watching the after image of a Dragon Ball Z fight. I don't know why they chose to do it. It's pretty bad. The actual animation as well is pretty flat. The characters don't have a lot of detail to them. But unfortunately, because I've gone back to the inspectors, after stopping at around episode 6 or something, it's almost essential that you have seen that awful show, because the inspectors does absolutely nothing about introducing these other characters that you've seen in the previous show. Because it expects you to know. Granted, Divine War does nothing. The characters are flat. They have they have barely any personality. They are basically a cliche.
Yeah.
But in the inspectors, they don't introduce them at all. They go, "Oh, it's this character," and you go, "Who the fuck are you?" And they just continue on the conversation. There's no like, "Oh, this is this person. This is what they did in the last series. They helped us out a lot." There's none of that. It's just, "Oh, you know who they are." It's like, I know they're a flat character now, but you gotta introduce them. There is none of that. That is a problem with the inspectors. Otherwise, the inspectors is far superior, better animation, far less CGI. There is a few more. There is a bit of CGI in there, but that's more for the garbage troops rather than the big main boys. And the story varies from, wow, this is not a lot's happening, to, wow, this episode is jam-packed with a lot of shit happening all at once. It's kind of weird. It's very up and down. But I'm enjoying it, thankfully, a lot more than Divine Wars. So the Inspectors seems a lot better. But I haven't finished it yet, so it could change. The Animus Sales are going on at the moment. So I picked up from all the anime. I got Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, and I got Part 1 and Part 2. Part 2 I got for free. I got Turn A Gundam Part 1 and Part 2. I got Part 2 for free. So basically I got the entire series for half price. Each of them was $19.99. So that's pretty good for, like, 50 odd episodes. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Fucking, yeah. I've never seen Turn A. Mikey said it was good. Matt said it was good. I was like, oh, okay.
It's a weird show. It's very weird. It's the best Tomoe Gundam show in my opinion, but it's very weird.
I might not like it, but I thought for £19.99, you know, that's an okay price. I also picked up Konosuba Season 2, which was the one I got for free, and the one that I paid for was Cowboy Bebop, because I was like, well, everybody fucking hates the live-action series. What a fucking shock. I should probably watch it, because it is a classic, and I've never seen it before.
Have you seen Mel's reaction to it?
I don't think so, no. What was Mel's reaction?
Her YouTube, it opens with her sitting on the floor, rocking backwards and forwards, screaming.
I mean, that could be any Mel video, Mikey. That could even be her Chatterbait videos, I'm sure.
I'm sure it is actually in her Chatterbait videos on some level, but...
Oh, okay.
She was having an out-of-body experience, and not a good one.
Oh, wow.
Like,
I'm not surprised. Again, I haven't heard anything good about it. I wonder what people would prefer to watch. Would they prefer to watch the live-action Cowboy Bebop or the live-action Death Note? Both of which on Netflix. Both of which are hated. I wonder which would be the preferable one to go for, you know?
Death Note, because, let's be honest,
I don't know.
Death Note, for a reason, like, even if you like Death Note, even if you like Death Note, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just Death Note.
I don't know. A lot of people say Death Note is one of those big key animes of its era. I wouldn't say that. I don't think Death Note's very good, but
it's just a fucking pain in the hole.
I know a lot of people that really highly regard Death Note. Obviously, neither of us are those people.
Yeah,
these people are the same people that really like Evangelion. People you should not listen to.
Yeah, they're just wrong. But Cowboy Bebop is like fundamental to the genre.
Yes.
In a way Death Note would never be.
No.
So I am afraid I would have to say no. Like, watch Death Note if you had to do one. If gun to the head, someone's like attacking you and saying like you must watch gun to but obviously don't actually watch it because it's really bad.
But again, I got those two. I got Konosuba Season 2 for free, which was $9.99, so I saved $9.99, and Cowboy Bebop for the full season was $14.99. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, why not? Pretty decent deals on Animus. I was hoping Gridman would be on a sale, but it is yet to be on a sale. It has been out for a while. I want it to be cheaper, Mikey. Please make it cheaper. It's time. It's time that I rewatch Gridman again. I've only seen it once.
You will never see it again.
No, I want to see it again. It's a good show. It's a lot of fun.
No.
And I really didn't like Dynazenon that much, and this was a much better show than that, I think. I know people like Dynazenon like yourself. I didn't like it. I think Gridman was a much superior show.
I definitely think it was superior. It's Gridman. It's amazing.
Yeah. And I've been playing, obviously, more Super Robot Wars, getting through that, and I've been playing as well the Dark Souls 3 Convergence mod, and that's been really enjoyable. That's a great mod. If you've got Dark Souls 3, definitely get the Convergence mod. It's really worth it. Adds loads of new extra stuff to the game, makes it fun. Did I do anything else? I saw my buddy Matt this week, or last week? No, I talked about that. Did I?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No. No, I saw my buddy Matt this week. We put up a Christmas tree. We didn't have time to actually decorate it, so I'm looking at a very nude Christmas tree in my living room still. At some point when I feel the energy, I'll probably decorate it. He gave me a t-shirt for my birthday. It was a bit of a late gift, but he brought it around. It was quite nice of him. It's quite a nice little t-shirt. And then I've done a very small amount of painting, but for the most part, I've been staying away from painting because it's been fucking cold. And the painting room is freezing, so I'm like, no, I'll leave it. So I haven't bothered too much with that. That's really it. That's all the fun stuff as usual. Not too much, but that's life, yo. We do have some questions which we got from last week. Yes, questions. I was going to ask this to Jason last week, but it specifically had your name in it, Mikey. So I thought,
Jason's not people.
No, well, that's also fair. So Tenterman4 goes, well, if this vid is right, then old Wolverine is back, and he sends a link to a review of the 90s X-Men show, and it also had information. It was actually quite a nice review the guy had done, and somehow the guy had wangled the voice actor for the original Wolverine to do some voice clips for him for the episode.
Neat.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he still sounds good. My boy Wolverine still sounds good, and it seems like obviously he's going to be back for the new series. Still concerned about how that's going to go. Hopefully it won't go bad. Also, I thought you hated all of the, in quotations, new House of X stuff Marvel was doing during the X-Men, Mikey. I'll let you answer that bit first.
Not in love with it. I think it was like... I think Marvel has a really abusive relationship with...
writing.
With writing, yeah.
Let's be honest.
I didn't say it there, but the new Hulk series started. Immortal Hulk wrapped up there a couple of months back, and new Hulk started, and it's a bit weird. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but
I mean, we're not going to get a Hulk movie anytime soon. But when's someone going to be brave and do a horror Hulk series like they should be?
They really should. An Immortal Hulk film would make so much sense.
Yeah, because you could do a lot of really cool Well, I don't think an Immortal Hulk movie would be very good, Mikey.
Well, I mean, I want it to be good, but what they do is like, here's Immortal Hulk, gags, laughing gag.
Yeah, I don't think they could get into the really abusive stuff that Bruce went through. And that's the important stuff for Immortal Hulk.
Yep, and why the Mortal Hulk is very different from the other Hulks.
Man, wouldn't it be good if we could have an animated version?
Wouldn't it be nice if we got in Green Scare properly?
I don't know.
But because, instead of doing Planet Hulk with...
I think if we had an animated series of really high quality cartoons, that would be better. It's not going to have... Also 2D, not 3D. Let's not go with What If, where they're spending a load of money on, I would say, fairly mediocre CGI. Let's go back to 2D animation, where we can get really good looking stuff. Do you remember the Spawn cartoon, Mikey?
Oh, yeah. God, that's...
Very slowly paced, but good. Very slowly paced. Maybe a little too slowly paced in some places.
A tad.
A tad. Oh, a tad, you said. Yeah, definitely. Also, I'll continue on the message, but it looks like it's all about to go up in quotations, Inferno. I think that's a reference to something that I don't understand, I'm afraid. So I guess why won't have to enjoy it for very long. Just hope they find Wolfbane's missing kid.
Oh, no, they didn't lose him again, did they? Didn't they kill him once?
I don't
remember. Like, basically, I think Marvel has a really abusive relationship with the X-Men in particular. Like a really, really abusive relationship with the X-Men. Like
in the video for the 90s review, the person talking about it did say Marvel has the good thing about the 90s show was there was a set number of cast members. It wasn't too overblown, and they stuck with them. Unlike in the comics, where there's they can be 30 members in the X-Men, and it's just too much for anybody to get attached to anyone. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, like the only time that worked for me was when they did Wolverine in the X-Men, and Wolverine was principal. They
you mean the comic?
Cast yeah.
Okay, I wondered if you meant the cartoon. Sorry.
No. But like one of the when they went over to Fox, the Marvel comics really tried to ride the wave by constantly if something happened in the movie, it had happened in the comic, which usually derailed whatever story anyone was trying to tell. And then they had the big falling out with Fox, and suddenly we're going to kill almost all the mutants, and then or we'll lose their powers or whatever, and then we're going to fuck over Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, completely derail their entire backstory just to fuck with Marvel and the Fantastic Four. They broke up the Fantastic Four to fuck with Sony, and then they just went Inhumans, they're a bunch of people who gain powers when they're teenagers who are not accepted by their fellows and have to deal with being isolated while also having to deal with being a minority and also having to deal with the fact that there's a small number of really powerful ones who are acting as leadership figures.
Do you remember when the Inhumans first episode was shown at cinemas?
Oh, no one was happy about that.
That might have been one of Marvel's biggest flops, cinematically speaking.
Yeah, and then they bought Fox, and then they didn't fix Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
No.
Because fuck you. And then they turned and now the mutants are all off on a living island where they're basically a fascist regime, where with Magneto and Professor X, a mutants-only island where no one gets to die, and you have to create new mutants through the babies, and they then go out and are international X-Force is their way of controlling the world, because it's we're doing the right thing by sending this mercenary black op group out there into the middle of nowhere. But it's doesn't the entire premise of putting the X-Men in an island where they keep everyone else out and there's no integration basically just make them what they hated? And also, doesn't that mean Magneto's whole plans from the 90s and 80s, which were frequently stick all the mutants on one big rock so they don't have to deal with humans, and then either kick out or kill any human who gets too close? And one of the big plots was, no, the point is you can't do that. You have to live. If we are to get past prejudice, we have to live together, not apart.
Well, I don't know.
Doing it this way.
In terms of Asteroid M, the only thing I remember was the cartoon version, and the only thing that really went wrong with Asteroid M was Cortez was a piece of shit and tried to kill Magneto, and everything else was okay.
But Apocalypse is one of the main leaders of the X-Men now.
Oh dear! Oh no!
Who is the Krakatoa Council? That's what they're called, Krakatoa Council, and they completely undid Emma Frost's character development. over the years, like just to make her like a bad girl.
Isn't that like making the police commissioner of Gotham City like the Joker?
Yeah. Quiet Council of Krakoa. Okay, so here are the so these are the leaders. Oh my god, Professor X's outfit is so terrible. It's so terrible. Apocalypse, Marvel Girl, Black King, who I know is a bad guy. Professor X, Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
Red Queen, also a bad guy. White Queen, that's Emma.
Yeah,
Mystique, Mr. Sinister.
Oh my god, Mr. Sinister.
Isn't
like having Mr. Sinister on your team like having Mengele?
Yeah, it is.
It's like that's not someone you want on your team.
Oh, they have a thing like, oh, no one can die because they resurrect. They use like the powers of like 5 mutants combined to resurrect anyone.
Oh
so
my
death
god,
is meaningless on their fucking thing.
You know, this story could work if you made it. Do you remember BioShock with Andrew Ryan? If you did that story with mutants, that could be quite interesting.
Also, Sinister isn't a mutant. He's a
He's
a mutant in the term like someone mutated him. But
I thought Mr. Sinister was always a mutant. Was he created?
He's not a mutant. He's like technically in Marvel, I think they'd be called a mutate. Like he was a normal person who was modified. Like Apocalypse changed him into a monster.
Oh, okay.
So he's not a mutant.
Right.
Like, God. Also, Deadpool's got almost no presence in Marvel at the moment. I'm really curious about if they've like pulled him back.
Oh, Mikey, he's owned by Sony or something like that. No, he's not. Oh, Fox, right?
Fox. He was Fox, which means they own him now.
Well, that's probably why, because he was Fox, and they're like, no.
Because they've confirmed Deadpool 3.
Well, that'll be when Deadpool comes back into the comics, then. I would imagine.
I'm sorry. Apocalypse left to another mutant island and accompanied his family, telling one day he'll tell Professor X and Magneto will meet again.
Cool.
Are you trying to like portray Apocalypse wandering off into the middle of nowhere with a family a good thing?
Don't worry, Mikey. There are only 4 of them riding on horses.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Nothing bad ever happened by letting Apocalypse wander off on his own.
No. Apocalypse pretty misunderstood for a mutant.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his movie.
Yeah.
Well, okay, cool. I got another message from Tenemon for this week. It was me, Andy. I'm the one enjoying the weird shipping episode since G1. Oh no, you're the monster. You're the monster. And as a naval tactician, Sea Spray deserves to get laid. Oh no.
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
Genesis is... I'm very confused now.
Sorry, are you reading other stuff?
I am. It's just like Genesis is his wife. I'm just like, wait, wasn't Genesis his clone?
I don't remember.
I'm confused.
But I had not seen that season. I had not seen season 3 episode about the Red Wizard, so Grimlock Doom D&D comment felt more original to me. Okay, It wasn't though. You got to trust me here. Too bad that little bitch kept trying to take his spotlight. I would agree with that. She was not a very interesting or well-written character, I would say.
I like her.
I don't. I think she is a very flat, boring female character.
I think you're flat and boring.
I am, but that's, I'm not a comic book character who people spend money on. Anyway, when it comes to live-action anime, I think Kiki's Delivery Service from 2014 was okay. I haven't seen that.
Wait, I didn't even know that had a live-action.
Nor did I. Mostly because it's not Hollywood sticking their dick in it. That's good.
Oh my
that
God.
Would be a very different movie. But feels more like Japan trying to get... on the Disney remake live-action scam. Also,
that's not a good thing.
No, I would say that. Well, yeah, let's not do that. Also, X-Men Evolution didn't do the Phoenix Saga as it got cancelled before they could get to it.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then he sends a link of the very end of X-Men Evolution where it shows a load of clips and it does show the Phoenix Saga. I'm like, oh God, they were going to do it.
What's the line? David Cage's just sitting there going like, I remember enemies became friends and friends who became enemies, and it's Jean in space exploding into fire.
And it's like, oh, good. And then she turns into the Phoenix. It's like, oh, no, she's coming back.
Just Jean. It's nothing personal, but when you're dead, stay dead.
Yeah, everyone's happy when Jean's not alive, generally speaking. I would still say that, for me, I wasn't the biggest fan of X-Men Evolution. I think it got better from when it started, but in terms of a hierarchy of X-Men shows, I'd probably go like X-Men from the 90s, and then I'd go like Wolverine and the X-Men, because I thought that was a really solid show. And then probably X-Men Evolution, and then Pride of the X-Men under that.
I liked Evolution at the time, but I don't know how I'd feel about it now, kind of thing.
They kind of really make them really young teenagers.
Yeah, because that
really
was the thing.
Young
it was just
teenagers.
Really and also I was very distracted because Cell was the principal.
What?
So, a lot. The voice actor played Cell in the Ocean dub.
Oh, I thought you meant he was doing the Cell voice.
Yeah, but that was it. He was doing the Cell voice.
What?
Not that Cell, like Cell from the Ocean dub.
I want to suck you off now.
Which is a lot deeper. But,
Come on, get your tits out and let me suck on them. Okay, Cell, calm down. He was a fun character in Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah, he got more normal. Like in the in the anime, he became more normal by the end, and it didn't work necessarily in his favor.
Yeah, I preferred Creepy Bug Cell. He was my favorite version of Cell. I was not a big fan of Big Lips Cell, though. He was, because he looked the most lame out of all.
Well, he only existed because the editor basically kind of forced Toriyama to rush the whole thing.
Yeah, he wasn't it like make him more normal as well rather than bug-like. He didn't like the bug version.
Well, it was like, okay, so he's going to transform soon. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. Well, this isn't very nice. He's going to transform again, right? Yeah, okay, yeah.
I wonder if they rushed him and they made him do a form that he was never going to be, which is the second form, and maybe he was going to do some cooler form.
From what I understand, he was supposed to actually be the second form for a lot longer.
Okay, well, I'm glad that was rushed because that was a terrible looking form.
He had kissy lips.
He did. Big kissy lips. That was all of the questions, Mikey. Do you have any before I look onto the Facebook? Do you have any messages?
I don't. No, I don't.
Oh my god, no one sent any messages to Mikey. Mikey's gonna cry.
No one loves me.
That's true. We got a message on the Facebook from Christoph Carlson. So, Andy, are you planning on getting any of the Warhammer Battle Forces? No, because I don't have spare money. And also I have enough to paint at the moment. And I don't think, from the looks of things, the boxes are desperately great value for the most part. Usually they're okay, but the only thing from the Necron box I really want are the flayers, because the flayers are quite expensive on their own. I have way too many warriors, so it's a reason not to get that set. And the vampire box, it has too many skeletons, which I've got loads of. I wouldn't mind the zombie horde, but I've already got a lot of individual models for the vampires. They do have Blood Knights in there, but I'm only just about to finish off Blood Knights I've got at the moment. He also sent us a message saying, finished the Donny Smashers, and forgot again. You were right, Mikey. Don't say that to Mikey. Don't tell him he's right. He's not allowed to be right. The yellow one was Jenica. And as close as we're getting to an official model after the future expansion got cancelled for the cancelled RIP Mutanimals. This was for the miniatures for the Turtles game. And the Donny Smashers are a Rhino Man, who may be a Beep of the Bop, or a Rock of the Steady, and a Pig Man with a chainsaw. Probably Rock Steady, Bebop. There you go. Do you have anything you want to say, Mikey? Are you all done for today?
I am good, sir. Do you have something you'd like to say?
Nothing. Where can people find you on the internet, Mr. Mikey, if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter with Irish Palo, and you can find us on the Moonbase2 at gmail.com, and on Moonbase2 is Twitter and Facebook and Libsyn and everywhere else.
Oh my god.
Send me stuff.
Sweet. You can find me on Twitter as Decayed Andy, on YouTube as Decayed Andy. You can find me... or find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2, and if you do $2 each month, we'll do the extended version of From the Files of Teletron 2, which I'm guessing we can't do from last month because Mikey's been very, very busy. So maybe are we going to be able to do comics this month, Mikey?
It will be later this month, but yes.
Okay, right, so we're going to be doing that this month. And there will be a Moonbase Woo Woo. I'm not asking Mikey to do it, but it will be me and my buddy Matt talking about maybe Hook, the movie Hook. I don't think we've done a Moonbase will be on Hook, because I really like Hook, and I think that's a good Christmas movie as well.
I haven't seen it in a donkey's age.
I remember Jason getting really, really annoyed because he thought I said it was the best Robin Williams film, and I was like, no, it's one of his best films.
What is the best Robin Williams film?
Bicentennial Man. Said nobody.
I was going to say, like, Jason, first you don't watch Galaxy Quest, and now this.
What was the other
watched it, by
what was
the way.
the other really bad Robin Williams film where he was the toy maker?
Yeah.
What was that one called?
Like, he's had a few.
Toyland?
And also the one where he was playing a kid who'd aged up. Or, like, a kid who had, like, a medical condition that made him look like an adult. That wasn't great.
Yeah, and, like, by the time he finished, like, high school, he was an old man. Yeah, that felt like he was trying to get Oscars at that point. It's like... Ugh.
Yeah, but, like, Robin Williams was so popular when he kicked off, like, for every good movie he was hired to do 10 bad ones.
Yeah, it's true. He has some very up and down films.
Yeah, it was never, in my opinion, a reflection of him per se.
No, he seemed like he was a really good actor. He was just, I think maybe his, I don't know if it was his fault or if it was his agent's fault of the work that he got. Maybe he got like a script and went, oh, this sounds really interesting, and he did the film. It's like, oh no. Oh well, I got a new boat, I suppose. Or something. I don't know. Mikey. Oh, no, the last thing I say, if you want, you can come and find me on YouTube from 11 o'clock in the evening till about 1 o'clock in the evening, Tuesdays to Saturdays, playing video games. Want to come on by? Yeah. Video games. If you want to come on by for that, would be appreciated. Mikey, that's us done for the week, I think, sir.
Woo!
Yeah, so... I'm going to let Mikey go because I know he's looking forward to getting back to the grind and getting more paperwork done. Mikey is like Conan on the Wheel of Pain, just pushing that big wheel around forever and ever. There are no horses, there is only the wheel of Mikey.
I switched it for like Conan the talk show host there, and I just like, that's a very different thing.
That is a very different thing.
Conan the talk show host on the Wheel of Pain. Which, to be fair, I would like to put him on because he's not funny. I would. Funny.
To be fair, I would say there are very few like late night show hosts who are actually funny. I think it's still hilarious that they've taken James Corden away from us, and I'm so very glad America is happy to take our garbage.
I still I'm not the thing. Like, I'm sure there's a reason for this, but I've just seen almost nothing of James Corden in my life, so like I find the reaction people have to him rather fascinating.
Which part? The part where people hate him because he's not funny and he's terrible.
Just because I never saw he was funny in the first place.
Yeah. He's fat. That's why he's funny, as far as I could tell from when he was in the UK. That was his thing.
Many large people who are not funny. I meant many large people who are funny. I meant many small people who are just awful. But people are not defined by their appearance.
Yeah, well, America.
Unless you're a carrot, in which case you are officially married to a Japanese seal. I'm sorry, this is just what it is. And people don't know what I'm talking about, but this is a literal thing.
HoloLive, go watch it.
There was a literal thing where if you see a seal, you become a carrot.
There is probably a girl for everyone in the HoloLive community, I would say.
Who wears glasses that say restroom time.
Oh my god, why?
Because she's restroom time.
Oh my god.
Zoom.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.